Let me see if I can get this hidden. Where the heck are we here? All right. There we go. I pushed the right button. finally got us all up there. Welcome everyone. Tech for Senior Live. Wow. Thursday morning. It's a sunny morning here in Comox, British Columbia. How the heck is it up there in New Mexico, Bob? You're muted.
I didn't want to disturb the music. It is cool at night and warm during the day. We're still in the 90s during the day, but at night we go down to 55, 59.
There you go. And Huey in Florida, what's happening down there? And are you getting hot? You got to unmute yourself. Don't forget.
It's either raining or sunny,
mm-hmm.
and it can be raining on one side of the street and sunny on the other. I grabbed some cloud pictures and posted them on Facebook this past week. Just amazing. You'll see a really dark cloud, or you'll see what looks like it's really cloudy. You can see the rain's coming down in one spot, and you see a blue sky in another spot.
There you go. And Bill, what's happening in Oklahoma?
Well, we're at 80 degrees at this moment, which it started out to be rather cool this morning, but it's heating up. We need some rain, but other than that, it's been a fairly pleasant week, actually. But we could do some rain.
There you go. So for everyone listening, if you could maybe put your name in the chat and where you're from, that would be great. You have tuned in to Tech for Senior Live, and of course, the four of us are here to answer your questions. Drink some coffee, right? We got our coffee. Drink some coffee and talk tech for the next hour. So we are happy to do that. If you, but would like to know where you're from, and if you have any questions, please answer the questions. We'll try and answer them. And Jim and Chris, of course, are back from their traveling all over the country, and they're back in South Florida now. So thanks, Jim, for listening. And of course, Olive's from Oregon, which I would imagine probably would get the same weather pattern. It's probably nice there as well. But change in weather coming tomorrow, and it's going to rain like heck for about a week, which is typical of the West Coast. And I don't care because I fertilize the lawn and I need some rain. So that works out great. Yeah. Sally says, Kirkland, Washington, rain coming tomorrow. 48's cool. Ooh, that's sort of cool. Got up this morning and my new Ecobee thermostat turned on my new natural gas furnace, and I was toasty and warm. I
woke up this morning to the air conditioner guy knocking on the door because I couldn't get my thermostat. I couldn't get the air conditioning to go below 80.
Oh, really?
And it turned out just a clogged line, and they unclogged it, and it's all working fine now. And we normally keep it about 77.
Yeah. And Donna says she's from West Coast. Everyone's on from the West Coast this morning, except for Jim. Olympia, Washington. Yep. So probably the same weather pattern. All says weather is nice and cooler. We're looking forward to. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna get some rain. So so we've had a busy week. I think everyone's been busy, and we're anxious to talk about all the tech news. I have some news as well. I have been busy, and I wanted to just bring this up here and I'll show you. I've been busy buying robotic vacuums. You guys got me. You guys now, Bill. I told you. You're the gadget guy, but I had to buy some vacuums for this show. Okay. Now I got to tell everyone why I did this. I'm not crazy, but so I have the iRoomba E4, I think it's called, which is fine. It does a great job. There's nothing wrong with that, except I don't know, Bill, if you've had this problem, but it doesn't do a great job in the kitchen because it can't go under the chairs. It bumps into things. And the kitchen's a busy place with chairs and stuff. And the Roomba is tall and it won't go underneath the chairs. And also on the counter lip, under on the floor between where the counter is and the floor, my house I thought it was a pretty nice house when it was built. But what happens is the Roomba gets going and underneath the counter there, and it goes along, but the counter must slope because it gets stuck. It gets wedged in there. It goes along the edge for so long and then gets stuck because it won't go down there. Anyway, so I'm looking for one that was thinner. So, just to use it for the kitchen. So this is the one, and this was on the Amazon sale, and it was made by a company called Lefant, Lefant. Now, I don't know, it's a no-name company that who knows what, but it was only like $130 on special at Amazon. And so I thought, well, it's smaller. It's about half as big as wide, and it's thinner, right? So it zips around under all the furniture, does a great job. So I get the thing, and I start running. And of course, the first thing, the app won't work. You can't because my phone says security risk. It won't download the app onto my phone. Well, that's okay, right? I mean, I just want this to run around the kitchen. Well, so the only way you can run it is you have to bend down and push the top button, and then it starts to go. Now it runs great. Like it'll keep running for 2 hours. It's a great little vacuum, and it's small and it's thin. But my wife has a lot of trouble with arthritis on her knees. And can you imagine a senior citizen with some arthritis running around the kitchen trying to push the button to stop it? So so it doesn't work very well. So because I want her to be able to use it, right? So bending over and trying to catch this thing that's running around and pushing the button to stop it doesn't really work that well. So I thought, well, now, the next thing is the next day there was this company made by iLife, and iLife actually makes a lot of robotic vacuums. This is actually a pretty good company, and this was on a special deal, and I got this for about $135, and it's actually great. It comes with a remote, so it's no connection to the internet or anything like that or Wi-Fi. It's just you got a remote, but it's thin, and it's thin. It's like a regular size of a Roomba, but it's thinner, and so it runs around and does everything. So I was playing with it, and it seems to be doing a pretty good job. So those are my vacuum stories. But I wanted to get something in the kitchen because it keeps hitting the chairs. It's got to be low to go under the chairs. Did you have that problem?
No. The Wise seems to be just the right size. It goes in and around and under the chairs with no problem.
Yeah,
and including that lip that you're talking about. I think my cabinets are probably 3 inches from the floor,
right,
and it will fit through that. Even though the Wise has that little turret on top for the lidar,
right,
it still is able to navigate.
Yep.
Yeah, same for me.
Right. So well, it was interesting. I'm just gonna. Where the heck?
We'll have to just send you a Wise vacuum.
Well, now, so it's a good job that brings up the next thing I wanted to talk about. Is I put an article on our Facebook page on about Wise. It was in the news this morning. So did you know a year ago Wise was that far from going bankrupt? It was completely out of money. It had let all its support staff go. It had no product, wasn't paying suppliers. They got a $10 million loan, and they went through that in about 3 days, and they were going under, right? And that was it. And part of the problem was when COVID came along, the sales force turned down. And one of the one of the mistakes that they had made in the whole design of this system was they didn't have any recurring money coming in. Like if you're going to sell camera subscriptions so that you can store online stuff, you need some sort of recurring money to come in so that you have cash flow when the times aren't as good and you're not selling as much. And they had no recurring cash flow, right? Because they just sold the devices and they didn't have any subscription services. So they ran out of money. And this was, and that's part of why some people had trouble getting them, and support wasn't always there. So they turned around. They smart business people, and they just secured $100 million line of credit, which seems the company has turned around now. And the good news is they tried 3 times to open stores in Canada and to market in Canada, but that was part of the problem. Is they couldn't buy anything, they had no suppliers, and they had no staff. So now the first thing they're going to be doing is marketing in Canada. So they're going to I'll be able to get Bob's vacuum and your guys' vacuum now. It probably won't be as cheap, but I will be able to get that, and it's coming. So it was very interesting. The article's on I put it on this morning, and I put it on our Facebook page. And if you are listening to our show today, just know that all the latest tech articles are always published on our webpage. All 4 of us do a lot of work each day and publish all the latest articles. So that's interesting, eh? So Wise is going to be good. I mean, it's turned around. It looks like the company is moving ahead, and we should be.
They now have some recurring income.
Yeah.
Because I, for one, have their security system installed.
Okay.
And of course, they get money. I pay every month for them to monitor, cheaper than any place else. Because what am I paying? $5 a month for monitoring.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get that anywhere. Okay.
But I'm paying. I can't remember, but I have the monitoring service for one of my cameras.
Correct. That's the
and
other place.
I also pay the the weather monitoring for my sprinkler system.
Yeah, they've now got products that by design have to have something that monitors. So, yep.
Yeah. Donna's saying she's from Olympia, Washington.
I know Donna.
Oh,
Donna sent me an email for me to send the CCOKC newsletter to her.
Oh, there you go.
I think she showed up at one of our meetings last week.
Yep. There you go. Good stuff. All it says weather is nice and cooler.
You gotta have his newsletter, and you can't miss the joke that's in there. I look forward to that. Some of them are very corny, but at least they're ones that you can tell in mixed company. So
yeah, that's good. All right, okay. Bob says Bellevue 52 heading to 66. 4 days. Well, yeah, we're gonna get rain. Trenton, New Jersey, 80 degrees Fahrenheit now. May get some rain tonight. 12 watching, 2 likes. Wake up. Louisiana. Chris says, yes, you are crazy.
Buying all of those vacuums.
I have a fleet. So my wife came home yesterday, and there were I had 3 robotic vacuums all going at the same time. I was trying to figure out how I could do a video of this and for the show on Monday. I just, I'm working on it, guys. I'm gonna work on this, but I send. It's like the Admiral of the Navy. I send our fleet of vacuums.
Crash derby. Ron, can you arrange a crash derby and film
it? I wonder if you had them going towards each other, they would of course turn away, right? Because they would be on a collision.
That depends if they have LiDAR. If they don't have LiDAR, it's bump and run.
Well, we'll try it. Well, hold on. If we get the Wise comes to Canada, I'll want to buy a Wise one like you have, right? And so maybe I'll have a crash derby with the other ones and see. Well, the iRumble's the big guy. The iRumble will wipe them all out, right? For sure. Jones from Victoria. Good morning, Joan. And from wet Louisiana, Pat's from Yes, indeed.
Yep.
And
I hope they have their electricity back wherever she is, because they still have quite a few people that don't have electricity.
yeah.
I think he's from Baton Rouge.
And of course, Russ is here, and he has a Fitbit Sense watch. He saw my video and he talked to me about that, and he has a Fitbit Sense watch. Pretty cool. So there we go. What is it? It's about 15 after. Maybe we should. Jim says hi, Russ. Do you want to do some work, or do you want to look at some?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Do you want to do some work, or do you want to talk some more? We might as well get some work, and otherwise we're just going to talk the morning away. Okay, let me share my screen, and we will come up here. I'll share my screen, and there we go.
I moved over to the Facebook page.
Okay.
That way I can follow it.
All right. The first article on here is posted by Bill James. There you go. It's on Matter, the smart home unification standard delayed until 20. What's all this about?
Well, what that's about, if you're into home automation, you know that you are barricaded with just all kinds of different protocols. And of course, the magic is trying to understand what those are and whether they're compatible and will work with each other. Well, there was a program that a couple companies had gotten together, Google, Amazon, and a few others, where they were going to try and
standardize
and make everything under one umbrella, so that when you buy a device that's Zigbee or some of these other protocols that are out there, that you just have this one standard to deal with. And it's kind of ambitious. So it was known as CHIP, and they've changed the name to Matter, Matter. Now, I don't know how that kind of fits in, but what the idea is, they're going to try to work together and make one standard so that whichever type of home automation device you purchase, it'll be compatible and work with one another without you having to have any kind of like, in order to make some of them work, you have to use what's that UFTTI, I think it is.
Right.
But with this, you won't have to do that if they actually get everything under one umbrella.
That'll be
great.
Kind
of an interesting article.
Yeah. Do you think, Bill, will it be backward compatible? So if you have a Samsung Home,
I think they are. From what I understand, it won't break what you have currently.
Okay.
But it will help you when you buy devices in the future. And it's still probably, they're very delayed until 2022. It'll probably be 2024, 25 before they actually get it going.
Okay. All right. And you had another one on here, your dog collar, Fi Smart dog collar.
Right. And that was kind of interesting. If you have a dog that's always getting out, they have these collars now that you can track them through GPS and Bluetooth, and it will give a signal on your phone that you've had a jailbreak, and so you can immediately find out exactly where the dog is. And there's more than one. There's one that's called Whistler, which I didn't put there. Fi is another brand, but these all require a subscription. So. Where it's being monitored by
right,
and some of them have some interesting connections. Some of them are connecting through Bluetooth, LTE, so they must have their own dedicated towers where they can do this. But if you have a dog that is constantly digging out and you trying to locate it, you get immediately alerted about this, and you can find it. So
it may be working with that new stuff from Amazon, because many people have that installed.
Right.
If you have an Amazon device, they now talk to each other, and if they hook into that network.
Yeah, I don't think they're integrated with Alexa or Google. That would be
Don't say those two words.
Oh yeah. The
But
other
I think,
thing
yeah,
is,
yeah, that's interesting. I think that for sure. And for those of you who are listening, if you want more information on this, just Tech for Senior has a webpage. So just come over to our webpage, and all the articles we're talking about are right on the webpage. So you can, if you want to see what Bill's posted the article there, and you want more information, you can actually just click it and look at the article.
My
Thanks,
neighbor's dog ate all of their Scrabble tiles. Been leaving little messages all over the house.
oh wow.
And Bob, what's Avast One? What the heck is that all about?
Brand new, just released yesterday. Learn more about it by watching the video.
Okay.
Great little program. Lots of features, even in the free version.
Okay. Well, please click on that link, and you can watch that and find all about Avast One. And also, Bob also does a lot of security videos, of which you can find the link to the playlist on our Tech for Senior newsletter. On Tuesday comes out, and in Bob's article, thank you for doing that, Bob. You can click the playlist, and all Bob's videos that he makes, and he makes a lot of videos on security. You can watch those, and they are all available for you and on our Tuesday newsletter. All right. And of course, Bill James also writes a lot of interesting articles on our newsletter as well.
So does Huey.
Oh, who?
Sure does.
Who? Thought you were going for lunch today.
Yeah, no, I gave up lunch just so you would talk about me.
I know. You got mad one time because we didn't mention your name more than twice. Yeah. So you're not letting us get away with that anymore. Okay. Bob, Avast, we're making some changes. Brand new logo.
Yep. It used to be a little A for I don't know how many years. Well, it's grown up. That logo now looks like a big A if you kind of, it's more modern. So again, watch the video.
Okay. Thank you. So now, of course, the big event this week was, of course, the Apple release of all the different products, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But this is sort of cool. This is tech, you guys. Nomad announces new for the iPhone 13 cases with NFC and shareable business cards. So you have your business card as digitally on the case, and you can it has NFC built into it with NFC. But I would assume that the iPhone 13 has NFC, so I'm not sure if the NFC would be in the case. Anyway, your digital business card is in the case, and you can just tap it, and you can give your business card to somebody else. I thought that was sort of cool, eh? That's sort of interesting. The Fitbit Sense, my favorite. Well, I might say my favorite watch, but it brought out a brand new feature. But you got to pay for it. So the Galaxy 4 has this already on it, but this is a snoring feature, and it does pretty much the same thing as the Galaxy 4 watch does. It listens to you all night, tells you how loud you snore, analyzes it, and tells you if you have a problem.
I guess that's cheaper than getting married, huh?
Well, that's exactly my point. As a doctor, I look down my day sheet, and if couples came in, it always was about snoring and sleep apnea, because the wife would say, the husband would say, well, I'm here because I think I might have sleep apnea. And the wife would say, sleep apnea? He's got sleep apnea for 10 years. I have to wear earplugs and pillow over my head, and then he stops breathing, and I have to kick the old fart to get him going, and that's the story I get all the time. So I never used to that's the one question I always ask the spouse: does your husband have sleep apnea? And the answer was always yes. So I don't know. This is sort of interesting, but I'm not sure, just ask your spouse. I mean, that's the whole issue. But this is a new feature that you can now download on the Fitbit Sense. It's an app, but you have to pay for it, and it'll record your snoring. So I thought that'd be interesting.
I've never heard myself snore.
Oh, I've woken myself up snoring.
Yeah, my brother
was so loud.
Yeah. The other thing, the reason I put this article in there was I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of phones have eSIMs in them now. For those of you who are listening and don't know what an eSIM is, it's an electronic SIM, which is really a chip on the motherboard in the phone, and it allows the you don't actually need a physical SIM from your cell phone carrier like T-Mobile or whatever. You need the T-Mobile card that goes in there, the SIM card, which allows you to access the network. You can do it through software. And a lot of including my Pixel 3, and I imagine all the Pixels do, has an eSIM as well as a physical SIM. Now, the interesting thing about that, and I'm not just talking about the iPhone now, but if you do have the ability to have an eSIM and a physical SIM, you can actually have two phone numbers. And most of those phones, you can actually use two different services at once. So people don't know that, but that is something that you can do. Now, what Apple did with the iPhone 13 they brought out is the new iPhone 13 that was brought out this year has dual eSIMs. So you actually don't even need a physical SIM in there. You can actually have two services on the one phone. Now, you're all probably going to say, well, I don't want to pay for one. Why would I want to pay for two, right? So, but if you're a farmer and you're cutting like a bazillion acres of stuff, and you go over the hill and you lose contact with your fleet of service vehicles you got with your combine, and you want to maybe over the hill you've got another service and you can use it, makes a big difference. Or if you're building a big building downtown, you're an architect or a building manager, and you're on you can't get service on one side of the building but get it on the other. So people in business, this is a big deal. So I thought this was interesting that you can have two services on one phone. What do you guys have any comments on it?
A lot of people have two phones because one for business and one for their personal use, and you could do that this way and just carry one phone. Yeah,
sure. Yeah, that's for sure. So that was sort of interesting. I think. Did you guys watch? Excuse me. Did you guys watch the Apple event?
Yes.
Bob did. The one that. Sorry, got a frog in my throat here. One of the things that was really interesting that I thought. I mean, I listened to I listened to the whole thing, but was the iPad Mini. And the iPad Mini is going to be. It has 5G now. It's connected with it. It's an LTE iPad Mini, and it has 5G. And it's the size of it is going to be about the same as if you remember the new Samsung foldable phone that opens up into a little tablet. This is going to be about the same size. So it's a smaller, certainly smaller. And I think, and it's going to be on. I think it's coming out at around $450 with the 5G LTE version, and it's going to be great. I think this actually, if you had a purse, would probably substitute for a phone. It's really cool, and it has a pen. You can write on it. It has all the features of an iPhone, but it's small. And for healthcare professionals in hospitals, businesses, I can see this being a very, very valuable piece of equipment and computer for everyone. I think this is going to be a big seller for them.
That also has USB. So if you hook it up with a USB hub, you could actually hook in a monitor and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Keyboard.
Yeah, for sure. But it's going to come. Now I'm not sure if the pen comes with it, but they were showing it with the pen, and you write on it. So you could use this in point of sale for restaurants and stuff like that. I think this is going to be a really big seller for them. So it was sort of cool.
You remember the price?
It was $400. I think
$399. The starter.
Yeah.
That's without the phone.
Yes.
Yeah. That's just the iPad. Bob, do you know if that comes with a pen? Because they demoed it with a pen as well.
They demonstrated a pen. They never really mentioned whether the pen was included.
Yeah, their pen's right about $100.
Knowing Apple, it's going to be an add-on.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially for that price.
So I sent this to Bob this morning,
and
Bob and Huey, and I said, you guys should this is the new Microsoft accounts without a password. Do you guys want to sort of comment on that?
Right now, that's being rolled out, which means some people might have it, some people won't have it, and they didn't give a timeline as to when everybody will have the ability to use this. But it'll allow you to sign in without a password.
You're going to have something physical, though. You're going to have your
Correct.
phone nearby, and use your phone to sign in using either two-factor authentication or something like that.
You can already do that with a Google account.
Yeah.
Because I do that right now with my Google account.
Bill, do you have any comments on that? You do
No,
a lot of
I agree with Bob. Androids have had that for a while, so
Yep.
they're just catching up.
right.
And I don't have to put in anything at all, as long as it recognizes the device, like the computer that I sign into, and the device that's receiving or is its mate to verify that that's me. Then I have nothing to do. I'm automatically signed in.
Right.
But I have worked on a lot of computers for people that they don't have a sign in for their Microsoft account. And when and these are people they're snowbirds here in Florida. So they're in Florida part of the year and they're up north part of the year, and they're traveling with this laptop with no security on it. So if they left it somewhere or somebody stole it out of their car, all they got to do is turn it on and they're into their account. So you really need to have some kind of protection by having either a password or some kind of security. And by doing it this way, long as your phone was with you, which it normally is, when you opened it up, bingo, you used your phone and it sees the phone. It says, okay, you're who you're supposed to be, or you stole both of them, one or the other, and you're good to go. So
yeah,
it is a good way to protect yourself if you don't like to be bothered by having a password for your PC,
right.
for your laptop.
We're going to do a few. I've got a few comments now, and we'll look at those. If you do have any questions for us, I mean, we're just sitting here yakking away. If you have any questions you want to ask any of the four of us, we're happy to answer it. Pat says we finally got electricity Friday. I guess they had. With the storms, they had no power. Ooh, that'd be awful. I was able to watch your awesome show. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'll pay you later for saying that. Joan says, I ordered my wife's mini vacuum cleaner through the company Want Board. Good service. Yeah. Well, I hope Weiss turns around and does well. I mean, that's for sure. They've got some good products. Pat says, does that include the Omni? What? Refresh my memory. What's the Omni?
Does what include?
Does that include the
Avast?
Omni?
Avast One is a separate product. It is not Omni.
It's not Omni. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Loaded it. This Russ says, oh, so he put the snoring app on. Well, Russ, you gotta let us know how that works. Maybe you could play us back some of this, see what happens. Bob, or Olive says that, Bob, try using the Smart Recorder app on your phone. It has an option to skip silence so you can hear your lovely snoring. There you go. There you go. All right.
Thanks. I don't really want to find out if I snore. I haven't had any, any derogatory things from my wife. I know she snores, but she's never told me that I snore.
You're probably okay then. Here's the article on Weiss almost died in 2020. Here's how it survived. So that's the article I put up there this morning. So if you want to read that, it's interesting. It's a very interesting article about the company. But it was touch and go. And, they were selling the robotic, like Bob was saying, I got my vacuum and it only cost, and that's true, but they didn't make much money. So that really the company almost went under. So, the other one was, this was an article, I put this in there. we always talk about different and I really like watching all the vacuum testing. Has anyone ever had a Roborock? I mean, they make very good
I've read
vacuums.
about them.
Yeah, they make very good. This was Winna Robo S7. This was excellent. Yeah, they make really good vacuums. They get highly rated. Lots of companies do this, so I just thought I'd bring that up as a possibility. Oh, now here's this is really interesting. So here is the new news this week. All right, so I guess it's been a couple of weeks it's been out, is that Amazon is now going to make their own televisions, right? And they are going to, and not just rebrand it with another, but they actually are going to be Amazon produced televisions. And the specs coming out are really quite amazing, and they're going to be really very reasonably priced. They are going to have, of course, integration into all your Miss A devices. So you'll be able to, of course, look at your doorbell, and all that sort of stuff will be coming up on the screen, as well as being integrated with Zoom. So you'll be able to have a Zoom meeting as well on your television, because it will have speakers and mic as well built in. And these are going to be coming out soon, and they will also have integrated what am I saying? TV, Google TV, and the what's the other? I'm having a seniors moment. What do we use to connect to television services? What's the big one? TCL has it built in.
YouTube TV?
No, it'll come to me in a second. Anyway, so this will all be built into these TVs. So watch this. This is an interesting area that we should maybe get Dewey to do some work on this and see and he can do a middle part of the show on it. But this is a really interesting new platform. Everyone's talking a lot about it on TV, about this. And this brand new service TV, it's a physical TV. They're going to bring them out in various 55, I think 75, 85 inches, and they'll be coming. Roku. Jim says Roku. Yeah, it's Roku. So it'll have built-in Roku as well into the TV. So if you're looking at this is pretty cool stuff. Have you guys done any reading on this?
No.
Yeah, this is something you should watch. This is going to be an interesting development. I think these are going to be very, very popular. Before, when Amazon has sold these, they've branded the TV, with another company, and then they've sort of produced it with the Amazon logo on it. But these are actually going to be made by Amazon. It's going to be an Amazon TV.
So, Ron, your TCLs, are they Android, or do they have their own?
They have built-in Roku, so the Roku comes with the TV.
So, is there Roku TVs as their operating system? Roku is the operating system.
Well, Roku is the device. You can buy a separate device that's a Roku device. You can plug it into your TV. These just come with it embedded in. So the operating system, when you do your menuing, it's all through the Roku menuing system. I have 3 TCL TVs. I love TCL. I think they're great TVs. I got 3 of them. And the reason I have 3 of them is because I don't have to explain channel changing 3 times, right? It's because they're all the same. The menus are all the same.
I have a TCL with a Roku built in, and then a Fire Stick plugged into it.
Yep,
and then in the living room, I have a Toshiba, which is a Roku TV with a Roku built into it. And then I have it's a Fire TV with the Fire TV built into it, and I have a Roku connected to it. So I have both on both, but one is actually a Roku TV, and the other one is a Fire Stick TV.
See, I have an Android with a Roku plugged in, and then I have just a straight Roku TV.
One of the things Leo Laporte was saying on his show the other day was about the Fire Sticks, and he was concerned. I mean, particularly with the 4K ones now, is that they really create a lot of heat, and with the heat runs into big problems with them. And they spent a lot of time talking about that as to really where we're going with these Fire Sticks. And particularly if you put them behind your TV, you got to make sure they're well ventilated. If you put them in a cabinet or something that's a closed environment, these things can overheat like crazy, particularly with the processors in them. So something to think about. Yeah. The other one that came up that was interesting this week for the Apple event, that the Apple TV, and if you look at what they have planned for Apple TV, it's going to be an interesting fight. You know, they're going to be they're after market share, and this was one of the big announcements, was all the features with Apple TV that they're going to be producing this year. So they're coming out swinging with this. So it's an interesting thing to watch. Do you guys have Apple TV? I don't think we're not Apple people.
The thing I found is confusing about Apple TV is that it shows up as an app in some cases, and in other cases it's hardware. And I don't know if there's a physical difference between the two or not, because on my I have a Mac Mini and it has Apple TV as an app, and then I have Apple TV on my Android phone, which I installed as an app. But then you can buy a little physical box like a Roku that's branded as Apple TV. I don't know really what the difference.
I don't know either, but it's it's something that we probably should think a bit about as well on our Monday show, is maybe do some more information on that, because this is a big deal and it is going to come out.
The Apple TV is a box just like a Roku box and plugs in, and then just like a Roku, there's also an app that you can run. There's a Roku app that you have to sign into your Roku account to utilize and take advantage of that. So if you have an Apple TV box, you have set up an account, so then you can use that account to watch the same things on your other TV or on your Mac or PC.
So they're basically they have the same content.
Yes.
Well, Apple TV's got their whole bunch of stuff that they're creating. They have their own production studios.
What Bill's talking about is the Roku TV. I'm sorry, the Apple TV app and the Apple TV box are the same content.
Yeah, that's true. George says, now this is interesting. I don't know if you heard. George says, I came late. A report on Intuit's purchase of MailChimp said that. Did you hear about it? Is that true?
Yes. I had. Yep. And I forgot how many billions they paid for it. They paid a lot of money for it, and there was a big article on it. I thought I sent it to you, but I might not have. I got an email directly from the CEO of MailChimp explaining they've been in business 20 years.
Well, are you talking about MailChimp? Yeah. So those of you who don't know, we use MailChimp for Tech for Senior, and for sending out all our under 1,000 emails for our newsletter. So it is, and it's free. It's a great service, and the 4 people that started this thing is crazy. Like it is huge. MailChimp is. Now they've got into web design, more all-inclusive aspects that you can use for your. It's really quite amazing what they've done.
They have over 1,200 employees.
Yeah, and I was reading they got something like 12,000 subscribers a day that are adding to their service. Like it's just growing like crazy. So this is interesting. I hope they don't change anything. It's all free right now. Yeah. I don't want to start paying. But thanks, George. I hadn't heard. That's odd because I look at I just did all the news.
I got the email like Huey. And interesting enough, that was started as an offshoot to another business. It wasn't their primary. Originally, it wasn't their primary business. It was a offshoot of some sort. I have to go back and look, but then it just grew to what it is today. I use that for my e-bulletin that I send out as well.
Yeah, I do it for my WinSig newsletter too, for CFCS.
George says the problem is the crossover of contact lists. Yeah, well, it's really I've done a number of different databases and I've imported into MailChimp. It's slick. It's so easy. MailChimp just always works. I mean, it's just such an easy thing to use. Anyway, it's yeah, that's interesting. Okay, let's move along here. Let's see what's the next one. Yep, Apple. This is new Apple TV software update. So Bill, you talked about in your article about Ray-Ban sunglasses. I listened to a podcast, not a podcast, a YouTube video on that the other day. I think this is the one. I think this is a YouTube video. And the only thing that I can say is this is creepy. Like they, and you would have, and what they really talked about in this video was Facebook, which of course is doing this, really is at a forefront of artificial intelligence with their with their artificial
Oculus,
intelligence.
yes.
Yeah, with the Oculus, they're really in the forefront of all this. And the only thing these glasses do is take pictures or video, and then they can I think you can answer the phone with it and do some phoning with it, but that's it. So why else would you? And in fact, the camera is only like a 5-megapixel camera. Like, why would you? The only reason that I think that you'd want to take pictures with your glasses is some creepy reasons. Like, I can't see the practical value of this. Can you?
Well, I'm thinking that they're going to interface that with Facebook itself, so you can take pictures and videos and then post them directly to Facebook. That's the only compelling reason I can see for it. I mean,
the videos are only going to be 30 seconds.
Right? Yeah, not very long.
And the cameras is really not very good compared to what you're going to have on a cell phone. Like, I have no idea why you'd want to. Anyway,
but if you're riding your e-bike, you can, and you see something. Oh, I'll grab the video, or I'll grab a snapshot on what you're looking at. You can just look at it. So you're aiming the camera without moving your hands or touching anything except for the side of your glasses to take the picture.
I'll have to show you guys my e-bike. I have 2 forward mounted cameras and 1 on the rear. I got 3 cameras taking pictures as I'm driving around. So it's sort of fun.
And speaking of e-bikes, Mercedes is upping their game with their 3 new models. Mercedes-Benz is producing e-bikes now.
Really?
There are 3 models. The first one starts at about 2,000 and ends up at close to 4,000. They AMG no less.
How about you do an article for that? Your next Tuesday's article.
I will do that.
Will you do that? Because that'd be really interesting. I didn't know that. I don't know how I'm slipping up on those articles. I didn't see that Mercedes is making e-bikes. Wow, that's cool. Bob, what the heck is ExpressVPN?
Happens to be a very popular VPN used by many, many people. Well, they were just bought by a company that has a very bad reputation when it comes to sharing information.
Uh-oh.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Now, my only word of advice is if you use a VPN, make sure it's one that has no information that it keeps.
Right.
If it keeps nothing can get stolen, even by accident, because there's nothing there to steal. Now, they have promised that they are going to be very careful but that's not the record that this company that bought ExpressVPN has. And you can only go by past experience. So.
All right. Very interesting. Is ExpressVPN free, Bob? Or is there a subscription fee to that?
Subscription.
Okay. Apple Watch 7. Yes. Not really. I, of course, a watch guy. I look at all the watches, study them carefully. There is no doubt. I mean, the Apple Watch is the flagship watch to buy. It is very, very, very good product. The new watch is mostly physical differences, like it's a little bit bigger screen and it's more square than circular. But other than that, there wasn't a huge amount. They predict the glucose monitoring will probably be in it is about 1 year out to put it in this watch. So we'll expect some big news on this, I'm sure, in the next year. But this of course is a very good product. And I think the big news was, I don't know, it came in and really the price I think is not, I'm not sure what it was, around $300. I can't remember what the price came in, but what really was, they've done very well with that. Oh, and this was really interesting is excuse me just a second. This was interesting. This is the fast charging cable for the Apple Watch. Now, here's Bill. So here's the deal. You've got the new the new Galaxy Watch.
It looks exactly like.
Yeah, what the problem that you're going to see with this, and this is being reported now a lot, is that the first problem with the Galaxy 4 watch is it does a lot of things. It's really quite an amazing piece of equipment, but it uses up pretty much most of your battery for the day. Now, you can usually squeak through the end of the day, but it does need to be charged. And the problem is it doesn't have fast charging. So I don't know if you've noticed this, Bill, but it takes forever to charge. It takes about an hour to charge the watch. Now, since these watches now are made to be used 24/7, you take it off and you're in the shower, you come out and your watch is only, 30% charged. So people want to get on with their life, get on and go, they're not retired, they're out. So they want to get going and the watch is still sitting on the charging stand. Now the Fitbit Sense does have fast charging. And it only ever took me 20 minutes to charge the watch, but the Galaxy Watch 4 doesn't. Now, Apple recognized this in the marketing of the new watch, and of course, they realize that people want this to be charged quickly. They don't want to be screwing around waiting for their watch to charge. So they brought out this new fast charger for it, so it will you'll get it charged quickly. So I don't know if you've experienced that yet, Bill. I mean, I talked to Dewey about it, but like Dewey says, well, I put it on and wait an hour and it's fine. But that's not that's because we can afford to do that because we're retired. But but people who are in busy people, I don't think want to sit around waiting for it to charge.
But this charging apparatus looks exactly like the one that came with my Galaxy Watch.
But it's not. But it's just wireless charging. It's not fast charging.
I'm saying the one that Apple has produced here. It looks very similar to the one.
It looks similar, but they're both wireless charging. But this is the fast charging USB cable.
I wonder, can you use that with the Galaxy?
No, it's specific. So that's going to be. I think that's going to be the Achilles tendon of the the Galaxy Watch 4. Bob, do you want to talk about the great Canadians from Toronto that discovered the Apple Watch 0-day flaw?
Actually, I have an article on that posted on. There was. Only it was posted, I think, the day before.
Bob, can you explain to people what 0-day flaw is? Maybe people don't understand that.
0 day means is you don't yet have anything to actually protect you against it. It's there.
Right.
Okay. And until there's protection for it, you're vulnerable to that flaw. It's usually a flaw in either the software or in the operating system or some parts that are used by the operating system. Somebody discovered a flaw and they figured out a way to bypass the security by taking advantage of that flaw.
Yeah, Apple has updated the software.
They have updated it. That's correct.
To version 14.8, and that is available. I updated my my iPhone 8 this morning, and it's up and it's now updated. It didn't do it automatically and didn't even tell me that it was out there. but I did check and it was there, and I went ahead and did the update.
Well, just a reminder to everyone that they should they should certainly do that with their, if you have an iPhone or any Apple device, make sure that you check for updates, because this is, like Bob said, it's a it's a security issue that's there now. It is a, you know, it's a problem right away. So you need to fix that right as soon as possible. Bob,
Yeah,
what is
if you go down on there on September 14th at 6:44 a.m., I posted a breaking news flash about the Apple 0-day vulnerability. It is on. I just got there a whole lot earlier than you did with your link.
Okay.
I already had a video, and that video is, or the link to it is on the Facebook page.
Sure. And we will, Bob, what is this about millions of HP Omen gaming PCs impacted by driver vulnerability? Bob, did you post that?
I went
Says
looking for the other one, so I don't.
HP Omen is their gaming computers.
All right.
Is
So
Hewlett Packard's.
problem with drivers on that. This was Michelin tires. Michelin's new airless tire just hit public streets. Oh,
that's right around the corner. They said probably by next year. They're already street testing, and it will be tires that don't have any air in it, and that they are totally puncture resistant. No more flats.
Now
that's technology.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I can't wait to get one of those.
I bet they're not going to be $20 either.
No, but if you figure all of the problems you have, if you have, you know, if you live in an area where you might have vegetation that puts holes in tires, which we have here.
Yeah,
a flat is not something that anybody looks forward to. And if you have tires, I mean, my wheelbarrow has a tire that will never go flat. I paid more for the tire than I did for the wheelbarrow. The same goes for my riding mower. I paid more for the tires, almost the four of them combined, than I did for the riding mower. But I won't get any flats in them. So it's worth it.
Bill says, I would enjoy seeing your e-bike camera set up. A show on e-bikes would be good. I got try a fat tired e-bike for a day of trail riding. Brought back memories of my youth. Yeah. So yeah, I'll do that. That's a good thought. Is I should do that as one of our Monday shows. We'll talk a little bit about it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. E-bikes are great for seniors. I mean, you can get out and you can go around, and you don't, you have lots of, my wife says, you didn't get much exercise when you rode that bike today, did you? And I said, what? Yeah, because I got a throttle on it. I don't have to pedal, so it's sort of cool. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And for sure, the opportunity of doing videos on it is really cool. So yeah, I'll do that, Bill. I will get working on that. That should be fun.
Yeah, for those of easy for you to say. For those of us who have trouble with a two-wheel bike, one of my neighbors has an e-trike.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
So you can even get a tricycle with a motor on it.
Yeah, you can certainly do that. There's lots of different choices. In fact, I posted on here. I was just looking at I can't remember where it was, but there was a big international conference on e-bikes, and where the heck was it? Yeah, here it was. This was it. The best. So this is again on our website. I published this. This was the best of Eurobike 2021. It's a video, and it's great. You should see. So Huey, that's exactly like you say. A bike doesn't have to be two wheels; it could be three wheels, and so it could be built for delivering parcels. It could be built for all sorts of different applications, right? And so this was interesting to see all the different types of bikes and how they have been built.
And if it's 4 wheels, it's called a Tesla.
That's right. That's right. So
what a big jump in price.
It did. Yeah, it did. Anyway, listen, you guys.
You got a minute.
It's fun.
Oh, you got no minute.
I got
It's
no
11.
minute. It's 10 o'clock. Wow, it went by so fast. We had so much fun. Thanks everybody for listening.
One final thing, I did a tech on Tech for Seniors. I did another Starlink report, and it's already outdated because they did send up another 51 Starlink satellites Monday night. They were successful, and they are out in the sky. And also last night, SpaceX put up 4 civilians. They are not professional astronauts, and they are in orbit for 3 days, and then they'll be coming back down. But they're up there now, and they've been showing pictures. And if you go to the SpaceX website, they come and go as doing live reports. But it's really interesting.
I didn't get an invitation. How come?
Yeah,
you didn't buy your ticket.
So Huey, who's flying the thing?
The 4 people that aren't professional astronauts.
Do they even have their wings? Do they know anything about flying an airplane?
They know now. I don't know about that, but they've obviously been trained, and they have what looks like Bob and mine and your screens in front of them, up above them, and they're sitting back in their suits, and it's really interesting to watch the live videos or the live broadcasts of them in there. And they also have a dome that they're going to be able to put their head up and be able to look 360 degrees around them to see everything. It's really going to be quite a thing. And the 2 rockets that sent them up, the 2 pieces that fell back to Earth, both of them were reused rockets. So SpaceX has really come a long way into reusing materials, and what they're doing is just amazing.
Let's hope they taught them how to land, because
Yes.
humans aren't good at being recycled. My wife had part of her recycled, but it doesn't work for everything.
Doesn't work, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Listen, it's thanks for coming, Bill. Will we see you back again?
You will.
Yeah. Hey, listen, so don't forget Mercedes bikes for your
I'm looking at
article
it now.
on Tuesday, okay? We
I'm
want to
looking at
find
it now.
all about that.
And
thank
I'm
you
I'm working on talking about how to send large files via email or from one person to another, how you do that. And I'm working on that project, and that will be for Monday's show.
Sounds like we got another, man, we had a busy show last week.
Yep.
It was packed. All right. Thanks everyone. And we will see you Monday or in another week. We'll see you back here and stay safe and have a good week. We'll see you again.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.